All right. So what do we need to do? I actually don't remember. Give me a sec. Wallen gave some feedback. In here, we had a bunch of issues. Are you managing the heat? It's still, it went back, right? 35 today. It's not that bad. Okay, so tutorial didn't trigger again to tell me to click the coin. First round, the old man, only one lights up. Okay. After we use the dispenser once, when it drops the second time, it's all bloody. Okay. Decal stay on the decal stay on the dispenser the second time. After number keep staying. Oh yeah. Numbers are still visible after done predicting. If you fainted when the dispenser falls, he stays fainted and then predicts which fainted pose. With fainted pose. Okay. Fainted before prediction. Still predicts fainted. Radio can now be tuned all the way to the left. I don't know what happened there. I didn't touch anything. Okay, this is a bug that has nothing to do with Okay, let's go and do those then. We have one thing to fix first. The shield is creating a decal. How are we creating a decal? I guess the animation player is doing it. I think I'm going to do a function on this one, which is going to be like set transparency. Oh, by the way, I prepared a post on Patreon, but I'm trying to space them out to not have everything at the same time. So I have a post on Patreon coming Sunday, I think, about the tools for the incremental. And I prepared a post about the changes we've done for the web, for O.B.O.L, which can be interesting for, especially if you do 3D stuff. But it's going to be July 19th. That way I have like a post coming every week. A small post coming every week. The idea is to try to see if being more active brings more people. Parenthesis, I doubt. But I'm trying. I'm trying anyway. Hey Seshumara, how are you doing? So set transparency. Now we are changing the albedo mix. Okay. Interesting. Let's do set opacity instead. I pass the opacity as a float. And we set it in here. Right? So opacity of 1 is this, otherwise it's 0. I don't really see it in here, but yeah. So instead of this decal, I'm going to instantiate my decal blood. Right? Put it over here. Remove after -1, in here 0. The scale is going to be 1 and the rotation is 0. I don't think we rotate it. The fact that we can't rearrange the tracks in the animation player is one of the things I hate the most. Am I crazy? We can't do it, right? There is no way to do it. If you turn off grouping, you can. Okay. Okay. The 3 horizontal lines buttons at the bottom. It's not. It's not enabled though. Oh, it was. What? Huh? Oh, okay. Because the tooltip is always... it doesn't change. Okay. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you. That is very useful. That is very, very useful. Thank you. So cool method track. Set opacity 1. We can do that at the very beginning. Oh, the call method track are not. I forgot about that. The method track are not. How do you call that? They're not interpolated, right? It's not like a tween. Okay, I'm gonna pass the duration. It's gonna be simple. I'm gonna call disappear whenever I want. So right over here, disappear, and I'm gonna do disappear for like 1 second. I mean, it was already 1 second, right? Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. Okay. I should be able to test it. I will need to do it over here. There is no way to copy an entire row, right? Every time I'm gonna need to do something with the animation player, I'm gonna say there is nothing to do, right? That way, other Gubbins is going to tell me what I should do. Edit, copy tracks. Is it going to copy all of the tracks? Or only the ones that are selected? Why is it not on the right click? Why is it not on the right click? This is the worst UX I've ever seen. I'll let you choose. Why is it not on the... It makes no sense. Laisse-moi tranquille. Avec les écouteurs. Super. I'll let you choose. What do you mean? What do you mean? Copy tracks. Oh, okay. The UX on that. Who thought it was a good idea, honestly? Sorry, but who it will let you choose. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't read it correctly. I didn't read it correctly, sorry. Who thought it was a good idea? Sorry, but what is the workflow like? Like, honestly, who designed that? Every fucking program on earth, you select something, you hit Control-C, or you right-click copy. It's a bit annoying. Let's try to see how it works. Okay, so copy track. So now I don't remember because I don't remember what it is. Blood decal. I'm copying that. I go over to depth 2 and I paste my tracks. Okay. I'm not super convinced, but okay. Really, My theory is that it was made for people that make animations with like 2 tracks at maximum. I cannot believe that people out there are using the animation player to do complex animations, because it must be so painful to do. Like, already, look at that. We have a few tracks. It's already impossible to read. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it, but I don't have a better solution. I'm gonna be honest with you. Give me a sec. Okay. Some people are discussing the animation player, but not enough people. I think what happens with the animation player is you discover it when you're using Godot. You're like, oh my god, it's so cool. I can do so many things. And then you realize how awful it is to work with. And then you realize that the tweens allow you to do the exact same thing. And so you switch to tweens. A lot of it feels like features bolted on after the UI was designed. Exactly. Yeah, totally. Totally. The UI should have been reworked more for Godot 4.0. But honestly, I think it should be like how is it called? It should be like Blender. Not saying that the Blender one is perfect, but at least it has like the ability to... What I like about Blender is you know the shortcuts and they work everywhere, right? They work everywhere, so you just reuse the shortcuts to do your animations. You do S to scale, you do Control D to duplicate, etc. That is so useful. Okay, Death No Knife. Edit, paste tracks. Okay. So what I need to do now is make sure this matches this. Okay. Normal fade, vertical fade. You have a position. Okay. The albedo. Okay. So that should be it. Let's try it. Shit. I didn't look. It's too early. It's happening way too early. Okay. It should be good, give me a sec. Okay. What else? So the item dispenser, we have some bloods. We have some blood that is still here, apparently. How can I force that? Oh my god, this is going to be annoying. Remove that. Shut up. One. I do that, I win. Okay. Okay, come back. Okay, goodbye. We have the item dispenser. Okay. I win. Okay. It's fine, no? Me, it's fine. The second time it comes back, unless we have something wrong in here. To have those fixes, I should go into compatibility right now. Just to be clear. Yeah. New Godot Steam version available. Interesting. Interesting. What could be happening? And why do I keep the blob 3 in here? Do you know? Why do I keep the blob? Why do I have that over here? Why do I still have this? I guess I can remove it. Let's remove it. That's one thing. When we are done with this, we queue free, right? So it feels kind of impossible that it would come back with the decal being visible. Ooh. Ooh, you know what? Oh, you know what? In here, we are spawning decal spawner. We are spawning decal spawner. Spawn global. And we are not passing remove after. It should disappear. it should disappear. Because blood decal by default is removed after. So that should not be a problem. That should not be a problem. And even if it was a problem, we would see it. Yeah, we would see it. Okay, let's try that again. Come on. Are we not in Okay, I know what's happening. It makes me think this is not how we should handle that. It should not be based on... It should not be based on isWeb. I should be able to check the renderer. Godot, check what renderer is used. I guess we probably have like rendering server that tells us something. No? Oh shit. Rendering server. Okay. Ah. Perfect. Returns the current rendering method, which can be forward plus mobile and GL compatibility. Okay. So we could use this. We could use this instead. In case someone launches the game, we also react to that. It would have been better. It would have been better. Yeah, that was stupid. But it's okay. It's okay for now. So let's go back to that. Let's try to move on. The colors are fine in here. Upgrade shield. No, I mean I can try. That's not what I want. Okay. This is not a bug, it's just that it's splashing blood when it drops, right? What do we have in here? What is this bug? Since when do we have this? Why do I have the error now and I didn't have it earlier? Why do we have that in the item dispenser? Ah, because it was still using the other thing. Okay, I understand. It was not buggy because I didn't remove some of the stuff. Okay, I understand now. We can safely remove that. I removed the blob, and the blob was holding a shader. Even though we were not seeing it, it was actually visible. It was actually doing something. So, okay, fair enough. So we don't care about that. The dissolve stuff, we don't care. Same thing in here. If mesh, we don't do the dissolve. If mesh, we don't do the dissolve. Right? Yeah, we don't do the dissolve. Everything that is dissolve related should not be here. Okay. 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 Do we use that? Disappear stream? Okay, why not? So I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So now I have a small issue, and I can see that if I run in the browser. I have a small issue. Check what. Can you work? Oh my god. Check. Okay. Check what render we are using and apply web. Just checking if we are in the web. No. No. We should also check what rendering method we are using, so we can adapt the world env if someone on desktop is using OpenGL. I will do that, I think. I'll do that right now. Okay, shut up. There's something off with the glow colors. I don't know why, but I'm not going to focus on that. We definitely need to update the shader cache. Okay, we have an issue over here, which is only happening on the web, and I don't really know why. You can see how basically the light is showing here but not here, and it seems to be happening only on the web, because if I launch the game over here, oh my god, it's so slow. You can see that it works fine. Right? You can see how different it is. I'm wondering, do I have the ability? Why do I have that many openings? Oh, because I have the caps and stuff. Okay. Okay, so this is the opponent. Right. Game room opponent. Okay. Ah, shit, it doesn't stay on it. This is so frustrating in Godot 4.6. Okay, so we have the opponent. Somewhere on its armature, it has... Oh, it has a fog volume. Interesting. I had no idea. Okay. Ah, okay. It looks like it's off. This is so weird. It looks like it's off. Look at that. It's the exact same look. If I put this one over here, okay, let me try to do something interesting. I can do that, and it's always on top. No, I don't remember how to make it always on top. Control Shift Space. Yeah, okay, cool. And now if I click that, right? The left eye is off. It's the exact same thing as if the left eye was off. But only on the web. Only on the web. And also, the predictions are staying apparently. Okay, so not in here. I don't see them staying. The overlay doesn't work, it looks like, on the web. And I'm dead. Okay. Okay, so how are we opening the eyes? Highlight coin. I guess when he's doing prediction start, and then prediction end. Prediction start. Could it be the fog volume? Could it be the fog volume that is creating a problem? I don't have an easy way to remove that. Right? I don't have an easy way to remove that. Because the prediction is here, so why would only the left eye not be seen? It's super weird. Can you easily like disable a... Can you like easily disable a track? I think the best would be to node 3D to change that to like fog visibility, like fog OpenGL visibility. Move that over here. This will be updated, right? Okay, and so in here we can say if globals is web or globals is OpenGL, we are going to grab the I don't know if it can have an impact. We can hide that entirely. Maybe we make it simpler. We say it's visible if it's not web and it's not OpenGL. So there's no OpenGL, so let's do it over here. Let's do var is OpenGL, bool false, Vulkan by default, and in here is OpenGL rendering server get. So what did I say? I don't have the method. I said it here, right? Nope. I don't remember where I wrote it. I wrote it in globals, right? I don't remember. Method. I think it's method that we want, no? Where am I? Where am I? It didn't bring me to the correct stuff. Get rendering device. Returns to global rendering device. Where is it? Am I crazy? Get current. Yes, you are. I'm trying to find the rendering. We can't be on mobile, right? So if it's GL compatibility. So, hello Zamakir. If we have GL compatibility, we are in OpenGL. We can force it in here if we want to, but I don't want to. Okay. And so everywhere I'm doing is web, I'm going to do that as well. Okay, that was an easy fix. So now it also changes if we are rendering with OpenGL, so that's good. Let's run. When we are running in the browser, we don't have the debug available. Is that true? Debug session started. Okay. Remote. Okay. Why it takes forever. That is so slow. It stopped? Debugging process stopped. Why is it stopping? Why is it stopping? It looks like it's not changing. It looks like it's not changing. Because of the error, it looks like it's stopping the debug process. Right? Because of the fog. This is weird. It is so fucking laggy though. It's horrible. Ah, come on. It takes forever to launch. GL compatibility. Okay. Okay, that seems about right. Okay, we still have the... We still have the thing. The background looks weird. Okay. Okay, you know what? In here we need to try to understand what's happening. Oh, the moment we want to go into the scene, it stops the process. How can I debug that? It's only happening on the web and the debug process stops. What can I do? And it doesn't... It's not a problem in here. Even though it's running in compatibility, I don't have the issue. What can I do? What can I do? You get anything in the browser console? You're right, I didn't check. I didn't check. It's a weird bug. It's a very, very weird bug. It looks like the light is not... Either the light is not being triggered, or for some reason it's not visible. Because maybe on the web something is different. Can you open up? Everything is so slow. Everything is so slow. Don't do web. Don't do anything on the web, guys. Don't do web. Open up. I'm writing. It doesn't want to. More tools. Control-Shift-I, that's exactly what I did, and yet you didn't open the console, you motherfucker. Okay, so we have the thing, we don't care, we don't care. Shader fog not supported, we don't care. You think I can spam? What are we changing? We're changing the visibility and then the light energy, right? From 1 to 0.225. We have this fog volume and the light is the same as in here. Okay, Omni 061. Okay, it has the same thing. Using Omni lights might be a bad idea, by the way. Might be a bad idea. Because it's very costly. I think it's the last thing I need to fix, and then I need to look at the prediction and the radio, which is able to go to the left. What is happening with radio? This is the minimum position, right? Position. Radio. Select or min position. Was it different? No. Base value. Max position. Minus O. That should work. And he's going through the thing at the beginning. Oh my god. Oh my god. It is annoying. So it is visible. It didn't change anything. It is visible, it didn't change anything. Not sure. Godot light doesn't appear. OpenGL, or I should say web export. Lighting doesn't show up on mesh properly. OmniLight not working. Lights do not work correctly in compatibility. Okay, I see a bunch of problems. I'm changing browser just to see if it makes a difference, but I don't know. What is your hardware? It looks like you're using GPU that doesn't support Vulkan or OpenGL. Those are no shadows, that's shading. Thank you. The mesh was the problem I was trying to for so long. Okay. That is shit. Come on, go faster. Can you post your errors? It is very strange the directional light appear to work in the editor, but not at runtime. Shadows are already supported in the compatibility. Okay, I had the same problem. I think we should do two things to make it work. I should do two things, right? First of all, we should switch those to not be OmniLights, because it's not lighting anything else. So we can make them spotlights. That might be better. Let's rotate them 180 degrees. That might be enough. Spotlight. I should have Godot 4.7 with me. Godot 4.7 makes it very easy to copy a bunch of stuff at the same time. You can copy entire sections now. Angle 45. Angle attenuation. Okay, did I move it? O22. How does that look? Maybe it looks good enough. I should also put like a glow material. I think that would help us. Okay, that looks awful right now. That looks awful compared to how it looked prior. I also don't remember how it looked prior. Okay, let me see. I have an image somewhere. I have a reference. Oh, because with the volumetric fog, it does this. So that's why we have OmniLight. Okay. Forget what I did. I still don't understand why this one would not show up. Being able to copy intersection has been a huge time saver. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? That is pretty freaking cool, but we didn't move to Godot 4.7 with this one. I think we should do something else on top of that. And for this, I have an easy solution, I think. Let's put a mesh. Let's put like a sphere mesh. Make it the least amount that we can. 0.1, 0.2. Okay, it's still too big. Still too big. 25. 0.5. Are you hitting the 8 lights limit maybe? I don't remember if that's a render or web limitation. Uh-huh. Interesting, Outer Gubbins. Interesting. But why would that be a limitation? Would it be a limitation on the web? Because I'm using the same render in here on the desktop and it works on the desktop. But that's an interesting thing. Rendering comparison Godot. Hello Corbo. I'll check that. Fuck, it's the opposites. This one is the R. This one is the L. That is interesting. That is interesting, mister. Spotlight table. Light gaps. Let's remove the light on the gap. Uh-huh. Interesting. Mr. Gubbins. Interesting thing you're talking about. Let me check if we have something about that. It's per mesh. The limit is per mesh. Light and shadows. Light with shadows uses a multipass. Maximum omni lights 8 per mesh can be increased. 8 per mesh can be increased. Maximum directional light 8. So it's per mesh, so do we have too many things on that mesh and that's why it doesn't show? But it seems to be a compatibility thing and not specifically for mobile, so why would it specifically for the web? So why would it work on my computer but not in the export? Oh, the fact that we are going through that every time, it is so annoying. Okay, we know, shut up. Come on. Hmm. It's awful now that we don't have the the lights. Oh my god, what is happening? I'm trying to see if people have the same problem. Okay, you know what I can do? Instead of spending time on doing bullshit things, I can increase the light if that's the problem. Limits. Okay, let's bump that to a crazy number. Same thing in here. Light and shadows. Use physical light units. 16 bits positional shadows. GL compatibility. Fall back to angle. Fall back to GL. Yes. Force angle. Item buffer size. We'll see. This is really annoying. Really annoying. So in here it works fine. We're just testing. For art, how many iterations you usually go through before you have your final art for a given thing? It depends. Because on this one I'm working with O.B.O.L and we had a bunch of stuff. A bunch of back and forth, but not that much, honestly. I usually modify them a few times. So I don't really know, to be honest. défonce le mur. Ferme la porte. En termes de bruit, je l'entends pas dans le micro, mais c'est juste c'est un peu chiant, tu vas mettre combien de temps? Non, mais je peux mettre mes écouteurs en attendant. C'est quoi ton problème là? Putain. Okay, running on the web. If it's the light count limit, I'm glad. Ooh, I have a theory. No. If it was the light count, this light would not show up, right? Why would it be the first one? This kind of error is so annoying. I'm also tempted to move to 4.7 just in case it fixes it like magic. Okay. Oh my god, every time. It is fixed. So it was the light. It was the light. Good catch. Good catch, Arugabins. Thank you for thinking about that. It was the light. We need to be more mindful. Liking Iris. Yeah, no Iris. It was the light. So ideally, we would be more mindful about the amount of lights that we have. Because we have quite a few lights. But what kind of issue do you think it is? Do you think it's the... I should have changed only one of them. Limits. Max lights per object or max renderable light? Okay, I'm gonna try that again with the max lights per object. Because I'm wondering if it's because the opponent is receiving too many lights, or if it's that we have too many lights in the project, but I don't think we have more than 32 lights, to be honest. I don't think it's really possible. So maybe it's just that too many lights are hitting the opponent. If that is the case, we can probably move them to different layers so the opponent doesn't receive that many. But why is it only happening on the web? Maybe the web has those strict limits and not the desktop build, even though it's running OpenGL. I am not sure. Did I read it wrong? Oh yeah, by default it's 8. It's probably this one, honestly. It's not the renderable lights, because we have 32. 32 is a lot. We don't have 32 lights by default, I'm pretty sure. So it's probably per object. Is there a way? Godot, show how many lights are hitting an object. How do we know that? Is there a way to know? Using a raycast is fucking nuts. I feel like this should be a feature, right? Godot should be able to show you the mesh and if they're being hit by a light or something. Maybe there's a way. Yeah, okay. So that works well. So it is this. By up to 8 omnilights and 8 spotlights. Those are separate. 8 or 8 omnilight and spotlights. The way it's written, it sounds like it's 8 omnilights and 8 spotlights. But I think this is not what they mean. They mean 8 omnilights and spotlights. A total of 8. Right? A total of 8. And I think the problem is that we have quite a few. Especially because we were targeting the... But I don't know how far they go. For example, this one has an omnilight. Right? The knife has an omnilight on it. This is kind of crazy when you think about it. Oh, by the way, those are not the same. And so this one is not touching, so that should be good, right? But we have this one. Ah, but the bounding box of this guy is huge. Do you think it's how they're calculated? Why is it so big, by the way? Is this because of the camera that is inside? It might touch a finger, still counting. Yeah, that's the issue, right? I don't know how they're being counted. I don't know how Godot counts the light. Please? Is it crashing? Oh my god. No. And we used to have lights. We used to have lights at the top and everything, but I think we removed them. Wow. Wow, those are Omni lights. Wow. 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 We need to count that at some point. We definitely need to count that down. The problem is that Omnilights look really good when you put a volumetric fog. It looks super cool. But I think we need to be more mindful about our lighting because we're kind of going crazy over there. Those Omnilights are very expensive and they touch everything. Okay, as a quick fix, I'm going to say... I'm going to increase the limit to like 10. That should be enough. And I'm gonna create a task. Rework the lighting. Okay, let's do a test. There's no way, there's no built-in way, right? Display lighting. What is it doing? Ooh. Uh-huh. Are you telling me? What is this shit? Why was this catching the light? Shadow Atlas. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Overdraw? What is overdraw? Lighting. Did it launch? Did it launch? After seeing the new announcement of the new DuckDuckGo browser, I'm already seeing Linux users begging and screaming for support on their Linux distros, and it's like you guys did it to yourself. You guys installed a duct tape hodgepodge of a bunch of stuff. What is the DuckDuckGo browser stuff? What is the DuckDuckGo browser? I didn't see it. And now you Linux users are begging for support? I am a Linux user. I'm not begging for support from DuckDuckGo. I've never used it, to be honest. So what is the problem? It's not supported on Linux? Is that what the problem is? It's not supported on Linux? To be honest, if you're creating a new browser and it's not supported on Linux, in my opinion, you're maybe shooting yourself in the foot a little bit, because Linux users are probably, I mean, it depends the browser, right? But if it's like a browser that's supposed to respect your privacy or something, they're probably the first that would be interested to try it out. Whereas Windows users don't fucking care. They use Edge, and they don't think about it. 3% of market share, so what? Yeah, sure, but it's in term of how do you call that? In term of, well, I don't know. Can't find my words. Okay, now it works. Good. Good. Well, I still hope. I understand the logic of like businesses not wanting to support Linux because small market share and stuff. I still hope that it's going to take more market share in the future, because having Microsoft be the only be the only guy in the PC space is awful. It's really bad. Their products are shit. I hate the company, and I just hope that they fail, to be honest. No, but I want more diversity. Steam overpriced machine. I can safely say I told you. The machine is not the fault of Linux or anything, right? The machine is the fault of AI. Typing and glazing that mess. The Moon and Steam machine is shit, by the way. I don't know what people expected. To me, it was clear that it was not going to be revolutionary in terms of specs. We knew that. The Steam Deck was not revolutionary in terms of specs. It was just very well packaged and very well made, with a nice console-like interface, and that was enough. The Steam machine would have worked better if it was a little bit less expensive, but the expensive part is not the fault of Valve, to be honest. A gaming laptop is absolutely a bad comparison. If you're doing a comparison with a gaming laptop, you're bad faith. Because first of all, gaming laptops, they suck. They suck like hell. And it's not the same use case. You're comparing something that is supposed to live in your living room as like a device that is not necessary. Whereas when people buy gaming laptops, it's usually because they can't afford to buy a console and a computer, and so they want to have everything in one. So it's absolutely not comparable. That sucks even more. Not portable, not useful for any use case. You're seeing the problem the wrong way. It's like saying a Porsche is not useful because it's not a great car to go on vacations, to go do your groceries and stuff like that. You see what I mean? It's devices have different use cases. It is a luxury, yeah, of course. But consoles are somewhat of a luxury. The other consoles are less of a luxury because they're the cost is being absorbed by the companies. They make it less expensive because they know that they're going to make a lot of money on the online, on the sales of the things, etc. But having a dedicated device nowadays is a luxury, of course. You're seeing it the wrong way. You know, if you're coming here to just shit on stuff, please take it somewhere else. I'm not interested in that. My goal is not to defend Valve. I don't personally, like, I don't care. But all of your arguments are a lot of bad faith, especially like anti-cheat and stuff. Anti-cheat, the problem is anti-cheat. The concept of anti-cheat is broken. We should not accept that, especially the ones from Riot. And then it's the fault of the companies. It's the companies. It's not the OS. So I don't buy that. I mean, good for you. Good for you. What do you want me to say? I'm using Linux at the moment, and I'm happy with it. It's much more performant than Windows. What do you want me to say? West and Southeast have different mindset. Interesting. I guess, yeah, I guess. Also, as a European, I'm fed up of like the US monopolies. So the more I can use stuff that is a bit less US based companies, I'm happy. So of course, I'm still stuck with a bunch of US products, but not having my OS be controlled by a shit company like Microsoft, why not? I like that. What do you mean? You don't understand the mindset. I'm sorry for you. Maybe try to open your mind and talk to other people to understand why they like it. Maybe you'll understand. No? Okay, so that is fixed. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the radio. Let's take a look at the radio. See if I can fix that. And fainting before prediction, this should not be a problem. I'm gonna take a quick break just after that. It doesn't look like it's supposed to. No? Okay, let's do set cap 1. 1. Okay. Shit, I started the other thing without looking. One. So that was yesterday. Oh, it's so fucking hot in here. All of a sudden. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. We really need to cache that better. Okay, I know what he did. He did something like, I'm pretty sure I know what it is. He did something like this. The radio has been moved. Of course. Of course. What is it called? Okay, so that should be fixed. The selector should be at the right spot now. Perfect. I'm pushing everything, I don't care. What else do I have? So that is done. Okay, how do I make it? I need to make him faint before the next prediction. So, the way I'm going to do that. Okay, you talk too much. You talk too much. 1, 2. Oh, it's so hot. 4 p.m. I'm doing that and I'm taking a small break. The room is very is very dark. What is happening, by the way? There is a problem with how it looks. Low res, subview port currency in game. It has no environment? What the fuck? Oh, go fuck yourself. Okay. I see what's happening. Since when? Everything is removed. What the fuck? We would need to update the shader cache at some point. It's really bad. Okay. I'm setting the caps. I'm putting an upgrade. Is it fish? Yeah. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that was a bad idea. Let me restart. Okay, he'll play. I'm giving myself a fish. I'm using it. And he's waking up for the prediction. So, is there anywhere else where we do show predictions and we have not removed the upgrades? Maybe when we start the game, okay. If coins empty, new predictions. If we have fish oil, we remove it. In here, Mm-hmm. In here, we're not doing it. Okay. I don't know how to trigger that though. Maybe if we arrive at the end. Maybe that's the solution. Zero. Zero. I use that. Okay, I kill. Okay. No. I don't know then. What did he say? Numbers keep staying. If he had fainted when the dispenser full, he stayed fainted and predicts. Oh. Oh. When we give upgrade in here. But how is that possible? Or are we giving upgrades to another moment at another time? What do you do in give upgrade? Function that you need to wait for it. We are spawning a dispenser and the player kills the fish. There is something that the player is doing. This is why I'm awaiting. It's spawning a fish, we kill the fish, it's spawning upgrades, and when the upgrades are spawned, we go back to the rest. That's what's happening. I don't really see where he could be fainting, to be honest. Some animations. Yes. Animations and interaction from the player. A mix of both. A mix of both. Right? I feel like it can't happen. I don't know when it triggered. I'm making him faint. 1. In any case, when we are doing next round, maybe in any case when we are doing next round, we should do the thing we do when we had the prediction in here. That one long script file, it's the game file, so we are handling pretty much everything. Like how the game goes. Honestly, I don't think it's necessary to separate into smaller files. It would just be a mess. We have basically it's just that we have a lot of animations that are intertwined in there, so that is a little bit, maybe that could be separated a little bit, but then it gets complicated because you need to jump from scripts to scripts, and so then we have a bunch of scripts for the logic of each thing, like the coin logic itself, the caps logic and stuff like that, and we just call them and we tell them, hey, please display that, please do this. But the actual core logic is done inside of the game main file. And honestly, it's fine. Okay. Okay, I think this is better. I dread after about 400 line long, but I've also not done anything 3D with a bunch of animation yet. 300? 400, sorry. 400 is not a lot. The moment you manage states and stuff, I feel like 400 is nothing. Let me check Lexispell. 2004 and 468 Lexispell. And honestly, that's not even a lot. That's not even a lot. The main problem I see with separating in a lot of scripts is that you're constantly jumping from one script to another, and they end up doing a tiny amount of stuff, and it's just painful. It's the same problem that I have with using resources between a dictionary. Resources, yes, it's neat and it's contained, but it's also spread onto 100 files instead of having like one dictionary where you can see and you can control F everything. So honestly, it's a question of preference. It's a question of what do you prefer. What is the things that you want. Okay. Remove stop opponent's feint when going next round. Okay, I think I'm ready for a build. I'm ready for a build. I'm ready for a build. So we don't want this template. Ah, it's not the same. What do we want? We want that. Windows, Windows, Windows. Yes. Let's go. Demo build, yes. Playtest build, no. Ideally, some of those small files you split into, you don't touch often or much at all. Don't show in git commits because of that too, so I can swap out my mind. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, it's possible. I don't know. I know that. I don't know. What I know now is that there is no one true solution. Every time someone says, I'm not saying that you're saying that, but every time someone says, oh, this is better and you should do this and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm trying and there's no better solution. It's just a question of what are you comfortable with, and if you're fast with it, then why not? Like Cakes, for example, had like one CPP file with everything inside. To me, it sounds horrible because my mind will just be broken parsing all of that. But at the same time, you open that file and you search on that file, and if you're fast with that, it can go really, really fast. So why not? Why not? I try to, usually what I do is I separate, especially when I have animations and stuff. What I like is that the states are being reflected by the scenes themselves, but inevitably the workflow, the flow of the game is going to be handled in one file, and depending on the complexity of your game, the flow might take a lot of space, right? So I guess there's not a lot you can do. In Lexispell, for example, the flow of the game is in one file, but on top of that, I also have all of the logic for the upgrades in the same file. It's just a big switch. It's just a big if-else. So what I could do is I could move that to like an upgrade calculator, like a separate node, which honestly I thought about doing, but it's using some variables and whatnot. Like I was afraid of breaking it. But I could do that. That way I would have like the flow of the game, and then I would have like the separate upgrade calculation. But the upgrade calculation is also part of the flow of the game. So I don't know. Honestly, it's fine. Upload to GitHub. I would need to check. Hey Peacebreaker, ne pleure pas, tu vas y arriver. Créer des jeux est sûrement la partie la plus facile. Creating games is actually the hardest part. It's actually the hardest part. I try the advice of separating logic from UI. I fail every time. More signals, more files, more code. Yes. I understand what you mean. Totally. This is another example, right? Some people love to have their game be entirely data driven, as if what I love about the argument of having a game that is data driven is that they can literally they could swap out the visuals for something else. And I'm like, are you going to do that though? Are you ever going to swap out the entire front end of your game for something else? No. You're not making like a dashboard app. You're making an actual game. So what the fuck? Why do you want everything to be separated like that? But anyway, some people like that. So I try to separate the UI a little bit. That being said, because I want my UI to be animated, and so I want the animations to be somewhere else, and I don't have to care about it, right? I can just call please show me that, and then that thing is doing its visual animation and stuff, and I don't have to care about it. Depending on the game genre, it could work. No, I think it's bullshit. The more that this is a hot take, right? Because I just told you, when someone says that something works or doesn't work, it's very dependent. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But I really believe that people are trying to engineer too much the game dev space. Especially, I see that a lot coming from devs. Like, typically, whenever a game is over engineered, it's because the developer is a developer and not a game dev. You see what I mean? They're coming from a developer background and they're applying the developer background to making games. And so everything is overcomplicated. Everything is data driven and like unit tested and whatnot. And there is no game. And I'm like, come on. At some point, just make your game and forget about like your 20 levels of abstractions and stuff like that. The only difference, the only exception is Firebelly. Firebelly, I've seen his live a few times. He has a game. He's pretty fast at prototyping, I would say, but he also has like very, very good structure. Maybe complex structure, I don't know. Sometimes it feels a little bit too complex, but he's like in a good in-between, I would say. But people spend too much time making systems instead of games, honestly. They also spend too much time making things reusable, and they never reuse it. But it's not their fault. The programmer mind is like that. The programmer mind, systems can be reused, but they're never reused. They are never reused. Unless you're making the exact same game, they're never reused. Because you're not making the same game. Because your system, because now that you have the experience of having made the game, you can see that your system is flawed in different ways. Or you're changing engine, or you're changing a Godot version, or whatever. Nobody's reusing that, so that's bullshit. Unless you're talking about something very, very generic, like a very simple FPS controller. But even an FPS controller, at some point, it is going to be specific. Are you making a horror game, or are you making a fast FPS shooter? Because yes, it's going to be an FPS controller, but those are going to be very different. I think of it as you can create color space and then going to hyperslice. The only thing I reused in there was like the walls. Honestly, the rest was not even the same. The system was not there. It was not even like I modified so many things, and actually that was a problem. In this is a good example of what not to do. I tried to reuse the logic that was here for the slicing, and then I ended up applying something from one game to another that would not make sense. What I should have done is rework the thing for my specific needs. So that was a big mistake, trying to reuse the system in here, for example. AA, but I will reuse. I plan an absolute basic scenario to do 5 programming puzzle games. I'm not the one to tell you what to do. I'm not the one to tell you what to do. I thought many times, what I can tell you is that I thought many times I would do a game in a genre and then possibly other games in that genre or with the similar aesthetic or with a similar system and whatnot. So far, it has never happened. And I'm not sure it will. That's not the kind of developer I am. I want to explore different things. So it is very possible that after I'm finished with the incremental, I will just recreate another different kind of game and I will not even go with an incremental, for example. I don't know. Well, speaking for myself, I've written code I was able to reuse in other games that were different games. It all depends on the code and the system you make. I mean, what games engine are reusable code, so we know it's possible. Game engines are very broad, right? So I understand what you mean, but you're not talking about systems. You're talking about specific pieces of code, in my opinion. For example, I have reused my camera shake system. And it's not a system. I have reused my camera shake. I have never reused a camera system because every time the game is too specific. And I am not making my system generic because when I'm creating a game, there is no reason for me to create a generic system because I'm not making tools, I'm making a game. You see the problem? This is where I draw the line. Some people are making systems or because they're making tools, like Phantom Camera for Godot is an add-on that is a camera system. It is generic, so they're trying to not do things that are related to one game. They're trying to do things like, oh, you can attach a target, you can attach something. But when you're creating a game, you're rarely doing something that is incredibly generic. And if you are, you might be making a mistake because you don't know if you need the genericness yet or not. So for example, I have reused, actually I said I didn't reuse, the only thing I reused was the camera shake. I actually reused the camera system that I made for Dashbong in Hyperslice. And again, it was a bit of a mistake because the camera system in Dashbong was made for multiple objects. So I have to like force it to work for one object in Hyperslice. So it has things that are not supposed to be here, or it has things that are not supposed to work that way. It doesn't matter that much, but what I'm trying to say is making something very generic is super difficult. Godot is a great example that it's difficult because they have nodes, they have generic ideas, but people are usually building stuff on top of that for their specific needs. And people are always complaining that Godot doesn't have that thing or that thing, because it's impossible to think about all of the use cases, right? So what I'm trying to say is, when you're making a game, you should be focusing on making the game that you're making, and you should not be thinking about the next games, because you don't know what they are. That's my take. I think it's stupid to spend time making things reusable because you don't know if you're going to reuse them. When it would make sense, maybe is the second time, right? You're writing things once, and then the second time you're making a game and you're reusing stuff, and you're like, oh shit, this time I'm reusing it, and maybe this time you're turning it into something more reusable, because now you know what is specific to the game and what is more generic. It's the same advice we give people when writing code in general, right? First you copy, and then you make generic. So you write your function, then you duplicate that function for another need, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm duplicating it and it's the same thing. I can make it into a more generic thing. Or I'm duplicating it, but it's a very tiny, small change. Okay, I'm making it generic. But first you copy. You don't start by making generic because you don't know what you need. Again, that's my vision. I think it's a mistake that is very easy to make. Games are almost all the time specific. Compiling shaders. Is there any way for me to know? Doing it the second time around is a great point. Yeah. And I've actually seen the difference. Because, for example, I created like an interactable system for a 3D game at some point. Then we tried to reuse it in another game, and we modified it heavily. And I modified it again in the incremental, because making a generic interaction system is impossible. There are so many ways you could interact with something. It is, depending on the game, you might need some complexity, but you might not. And if you don't need the complexity, why would you go through the effort of creating something complex even though you don't need it? I understand what you mean. I don't know if I think it's a mistake. I do think this is a case where you can do it easily. The game should be the first focus. Yeah, sometimes making it slightly generic is not difficult. I think it's a question of trying to... The first thing is knowing yourself, knowing what is your tendency. If you are a developer who has a tendency to overcomplicate stuff, maybe you need to calm down a little and focus on the game first, right? It is a fair thing. And then if you are the opposite, maybe sometimes it's interesting to think, okay, what can I reuse? What can I make slightly more generic so I can reuse it more? But also it's fine to not do it, right? It's very fine to not do it, and then the next time you need something, you're just going to go and grab the script. I've done that many times. All of my projects are stored on my computer and on the cloud. Whenever I need something and I remember I have that thing in a project, I go and I grab it. So it's not reusable and it's not generic. It's not a system per se, but I can go and grab the code and I can adapt it. This is also fine. And I think this is another reason why it is not worth spending too much time abstracting everything. That's definitely me. I overcomplicate things. To be honest, I think it's a lot of developers. Again, I would argue that developers have that tendency, because at work, when you're developing things, you are often asked to make things a bit abstract. This is how we are taught, usually programming. This is usually what we do in businesses, because we have to be able to modify things and whatnot. In game dev, I think it's rarely the case, though. Are we running? I don't know if I feel like it's running the right thing. It's always a gray if you're doing it right. Once you start being black and white, you're locked your mind into one way of thinking. Yeah. True. There is something weird about that, I feel like. No? Oh, but I'm still running incompatibility in here. That's why. Ooh. Big mistake. Big mistake. Bigo mistake. Bigo mistake. Big mistake. Bigo mistico. Okay. We are going back to Vulcan. Now that I've caused trouble, I will get off soon. Nice. I will go take a break. Personally, I'm uploading that. You know what? I'm uploading that after. I'm letting the build run and I'm uploading it. See you in 4 minutes. Oh non! Oh non, je suis du pain! I am in pain! Oh non! Oh non! Vous pouvez pas me faire ça! Oh non! Oh non! Regardez la taille de cette boulangerie! Oh non! Je suis du pain! Ah! Ah! Les têtes à claque. C'est vrai. C'est véridique. C'est complètement véridique. Véridique Moby Dick. If you want to start making games, don't worry. You just need that. You know what this is? This is a game engine. This is a game engine. Just use a game engine. Pick whatever game engine you want and just start making games. You find a cool game, you clone it. This is Pong. This is Pong. Boom. You clone it. Make a game. You just make a game. And that's it. You're a game developer. If you make games, you're a game developer. Okay, so there's no music, so I will do the music myself. Two. Are you ready? Let's go. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why is it only visual stuff? It's not working. We have a problem. Okay, let's stop everything. Are you ready? Ta, 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 ta. Let's fucking go. No, why? 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 Why again? Zoom out. Zoom out. Where is the other one? I want my money back. I'm not joining anymore. Them. So they just continue speaking English with their French accent. And people will also mock them. Because then they will say, oh, you have a French accent when you... So whatever you do, you are fucked. The only thing you can do is keep all of that and try to have a good accent. Like from the get-go. And if you have a good accent from the get-go, then it's fine. People are like, oh my god, you have such a good accent, how do you do it? You fucker! You need to try! I am 30, by the way, in case you're wondering. Actually, we're not circumcised over here, so let's do that. And then we have a little vein over there, and maybe a vein here. Yeah. Okay. Jupe. Okay. Jupe. Okay. Incredible. Incredi-fucking-bull. Mais maman, j'en ai marre d'être surveillé par tout le monde. C'est quoi ces histoires de data? J'ai 4 ans, je ne comprends pas. I think short and sweet. Just like my... just like my tart that I ate. Just like my tart. Imitation of my cat. This is the door in front. This is the door right there. Imitation. That's it. She sits there. Maybe the ray should be way bigger. Should be 10,000 that way. Oh, it's not enabled. It's not fucking enabled. Can you do the focus on my face camera, please? It's not fucking enabled. I was lying on the back, like, before going to the party or something, like, for like 5 minutes. And she came right on my chest. It was terrible. Terrible because she's heavy. She's fuck. If you like what you're seeing, it's one way of supporting. Because I would love my games to support myself, but apparently I'm not capable of doing that. So I kind of need your help. Let's see how it looks. Emitting is equal to true, okay? Emitting is equal to fucking true. You fucking what, mate? You fucking what? I want to... I need to calm down. I need to calm the fuck down. Congrats. Huge congrats to Daniel Mullins. Huge congrats. I'm going to follow you, of course, because I want to see what you're doing. What are you usually doing? Bloop, keep it alive. Sacrifices must be made. It looks like... Okay, what? Okay, what? What? Okay. 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 I think I understand. That explains a lot. It makes sense. Okay. French are so fucking superior to Americans, right? Let's be honest for a moment. We have such a high standard of living. We know how to be human, you know? We know how to live life. We know how to enjoy and not get shot. Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? The modulate is not being used. The modulate is not being used. Because by default, when there's a shader and go to 4, the modulate is not used. The fucking modulate is not used. Sorry about that. It's made with a polygon because I don't have anything rounded right now. I could be not a fucker and create a sprite and then go in here and then create a gradient texture 2D and then use fill radial and then put that in here in the middle and then go in here, put it to white, and then go in here and put it to alpha, and then go in here and put it to full white, and then put it to here. And this would be my anti-aliasing, and now I have created a bowl. I could do that. But do I want to? Well, I guess I did it now. So maybe I want to. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm fucking stupid. I forgot. I forgot to add the dash bounce. Let's go, infinite bounce. Okay. Let's see how many points we do every time we kill a... Oh, the points. Oh no! All of that to lose the to lose the combo. In one fucking mistake, I lost everything. Her point. Main character positioned prominently in the center. In the center. In the center. In the center. This is the definition of center from the president of France, Emmanuel Macron. This is the definition of center. This is literally his definition of center. Clearly on the fucking right. That's pretty cool. Always good to have a dying children in games. Exactly. Dying children are the best thing. So... worried it will look ugly as fuck. Oh, I said ugly as fuck and not ugly as fuck. Can I rant about people saying hi without the actual question? Or saying, hey, I have a problem without the actual question or problem in the message? I hate that. And you know, we talked about that earlier. Like, I'm not super good at replying to messages. But there is one thing for sure. If your message starts with hi, especially if I don't know you. If I know you, it might be different. But if I don't know you and you send me a message that is hi or hello or whatever, but the message is not here, I will not reply. I won't reply. I know I have an Instagram DM that is like that. Like the message is hello. I didn't reply. Hello, can I ask a question? Well, now you can't. Exactly. You ask the question, it's enough. You don't have questions anymore. It looks like this. So the O.B.O.L book, I actually didn't make the O.B.O.L book. I got it, the Kendama. I got it on Sketchfab. I animated it, and I fucking created rope physics for that. I mean, I created it's in Blender, of course, but I actually used rope physics. If I do it fast enough, I can just make it rotate. Like a helicopter, but with a label. Back. When they will look at Henry, the shopkeeper, they will definitely get hard. I think that's how it works. Henry, the shopkeeper, boom, instant hardness. Instant hardness. The PP is fully hard. Is to automate my standing desk, because at the moment I have to hold the button. So I want to use a simple thingy to do that. Fuck, my light fell. Sorry. I need to stop doing that. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, but at the same time, I'm not really sorry, I think, you know? Alternative control. Alternative control. I'm going to take that player control and I'm going to put it right there in the fucking middle. Right? Right there in the fucking middle. Boom. I put it right there. And every time you're checking the button, no, it doesn't lag. You lag. Gulag. Weak. Again. Okay. This one, I feel great. Why did I say that? Why did I fucking say that? I hate everything. And I hate myself a lot. I'm clearly superior as a developer than anyone anywhere. Try the steps to see if you get stuck. I never get stuck with the stairs. I love the stairs. The stairs are working incredibly well, right? No problem with the stairs. Why would the stairs not work? We are sometimes ejected where we not want to, but it... Wow! It's so freaking hard. But this is good. But this is really, really good. This is hard. This is hard and good. Happy to help. Happy to fucking help. I am happy to fucking help. I am happy to fucking help. Happy to fucking help. What do you think? I am happy to what? To fucking help. I am happy to fucking what? To fucking help. Alright. Back. I think I'm gonna be done for today. Not gonna work on the incremental here. Do I have an easy way to test the HTML5 version in here? I guess not. Okay. Upload to GitHub. And I'll post on itch. I'll do a major update. Okay. Why is it so heavy? Go to Steam, yes. It's not going to work. Logging using cached credentials. Amazing. It actually worked. Okay. So let's go over here, edit Steamworks. Build. .0.24. The build keeps getting bigger. Yeah, I'm stopping early today so I can go and fix some stuff in the house. And I'll try to work on the incremental this weekend. Okay. This is done. Let's go publishing. Publishing to Steam. In here I'm supposed to write Steamworks. Okay. This is published on Steam. Let's go over here. We'll do a new devlog. We should have... where do we change that? HTML. This file we were playing in the browser. Alright, what? What is happening? Failed to find index. And now it works. Okay, let's post something like that. Why is it so slow? It is so slow. Tags. I'm gonna say something. Oh my god, it is really slow. Do I upload a cover image? I mean, I can. And do a Figma. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's use that. We are in 24. It's 24. I keep writing 22. It's 24. Okay. Perfect. If you want to try, you can try O.B.O.L live in here. And that's pretty cool. All right. I will probably post about it on here. Yeah. Do I have something? Videos? Do I have something cool? Modified. MTK game. What? 2026. What is the last thing I have? Blood play edited. And what is that second 5-second clip? Okay, it's pretty old. Fish items. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Alright, thanks for being here. I'll see you on Monday, probably. Sorry for the short stream. See you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.